edition of our weekly coaching webinar. This is the first and only time you've ever seen me open a coaching webinar with Pinterest up. Probably the first time you've ever heard me talk about Pinterest at all. But I kept it up because there's this clown right here that says, trust gets you killed, love gets you hurt, and being real gets you hated. I thought that was pretty funny. So anyways, so today we are going to jump in, and it is going to be an enlightening 2-webinar event this week and 2 weeks from now. Next week, I will be out of town at where am I going next week? Funnel Hacker in Orlando, Florida. So I will be at Funnel Hacker next week. I won't be here. Megan, our COO here at Credit Suite, will be leading the charge, hosting this. And then this webinar will carry over. There's so many concepts to talk about to not next Tuesday, but the week after Tuesday. So I just got back. I wasn't here a week or so ago, and Megan held my place while I was gone about 2 weeks ago. And the reason is because I was at 2 conferences in San Diego. One of my favorite conferences in the year, Traffic and Conversion, which I recommend everybody go to. And then I happened to find out that Social Media Marketing World was right behind it, and I'd never been to Social Media Marketing World or heard of it. So I went ahead and went to that, and wow, it was mind-blowing to say the least. This weekend, I actually made it through 10 hours of recordings of sessions I wasn't able to go to, and the good stuff keeps on coming. So there's so much information, and I want to go through this with you. I want to save you guys the $3,000 for the events and the $3,000 for travel cost, and just give you the highlights because there's so much cool stuff that's going on with social media that you should know about. And what I like about these platforms is they're absolutely free. So if you're doing things right, like we do a lot of things right and a lot of things wrong, we still get about 25% of our business from free social media. So guys, that means that we generate millions a year just on free social media marketing. So that's the reason I talk about this so much, because a lot of you aren't in a position where you're able to spend or have a desire to spend tens of thousands in marketing. And the reality is that we get probably equally as much from our paid spend as what we get from our free stuff. So let's talk about a bunch of free stuff today. Maybe beyond tools, we're not going to talk about anything that's going to cost you any money, but we are going to talk about a lot of free stuff that you can and should be doing to be able to get new business. So let's start right here on Pinterest. Weird place to start. So I don't do a lot on Pinterest, never have, and I'll tell you why. Because most people on Pinterest is a female demographic. Our demographic is about 75% male. Don't know why, but people that are interested in the business credit aspect that just are. Everything from YouTube to Facebook to every analytics that we've ever looked at shows us that. So we've kind of ignored Pinterest, although we do have a page. We don't have many followers and have ever done such. So why is Pinterest important? What's interesting about this conference that I realized that I never knew before is Pinterest is one of the best ways you can get backlinks to your website. Now, if you're not familiar with what backlinks are the key to SEO. So if you ever want your page to be ranked higher naturally in Google when people search things to find it, Pinterest is the way to actually get you there. So that's interesting because I never knew that before. And let's talk about what that means to you. Well, first of all, Pinterest is more than just pins. You can see here that there's all different kinds of pins on this board. I'm going to open this clown because I love the clown. And you can see here that when we open this, there's a quote here, but there's absolutely no description. There's no detailed description, at least that from what I can see. And a lot of our posts are exactly the same way. This is what you don't want to do with Pinterest. Here, I'm going to use our page of exactly what not to do on Pinterest. So let's go ahead and go to Pinterest here. I'm looking at marketing tips. I'm going to look at 25 things you can do to market your business. I'm going to click edit. As you can see here, we have 25 things you could do to market your business. Awesome list and printable PDF is the description. Well, what you may not know, and I didn't, is that this description is worth its weight in gold. Because if you put good descriptions here with links back to particular blog posts or articles on your website, then the people that are ranking really, really, really high in Google, a lot of them are using these backlinks from Pinterest as authority links to be able to promote their content and get them the rankings that they are. So the rule of thumb here is that when you post content like this that's engaging, and by the way, you can see here that even though there's nothing relating to finance or credit, it's very easy for us to find all kinds of pins on marketing, the psychology of influencer marketing. I mean, so there's all kinds of pins we have here relating to things that business owners would have an interest in. Where we're not doing a very good job is this. We're not putting any description in here. So what would be good here is something that says something like, hey, there's 25 things you could do to market your business to get engagement. I don't even think, I don't know if people see the description or not. That's how novice I am with Pinterest. So if I was trying to get engagement and they do see the description, I would say, which of these 25 things is your favorite? Mine is number 17. When you say anything like that, it prompts them to go look through the list to see what number 17 is. But then for actual SEO purposes, I would put here, hey, look, 25 things you can do to market your business. My favorite is number 17. What's yours? And then I would say, hey, if you're looking to get the money to actually market and grow your business, you should consider building your business credit, right? Here, check out our free guide at creditsuite.com/business credit, or even better, I would link back to a particular blog post. So let me go to our blog post to show you exactly how we do this. And while I'm here, I'm going to talk about something else you should know about blog posts that I learned that we're doing completely wrong. So we've done very good at now posting every single day on our blog, although we're posting the wrong kind of stuff, and I'll talk to you more about that. So here's get a business credit card online. Okay, so what I would say here is here's 25 things you can do to market your business. Number 17 is my favorite. What's yours? By the way, if you're looking to get money to pay for the marketing for your business, you should check out this article on how to get a business credit card online so you can come in and get the money that you actually need to execute number 18, 19, and 20. Again, you put something together that gets them to look at the part, and you've asked them a question to get them to engage. But you've also created a link back to your blog post, a very highly reputable link back to your blog post. So this is where you want to use Pinterest, even though maybe you're in another industry too that you are appealing more to women than what we are here with business credit. And again, we don't have anything against women. It's just that's our natural organic thing, right? If we go to YouTube analytics, 75% of the people see our video are male, and 75% of the people on Facebook that click our ads are male, even though we don't try not to even choose that target. So what you want to do here is put in good detailed descriptions that get engagement and good detailed descriptions to actually get you backlinks to your content like this. Speaking of content, I'm going to tell you a few things. One, these motion PDFs are working really, really well. I cannot tell you how many more opt-ins we're getting on our website using these motion GIFs. You could see that the color signs, our graphics guy does this. It's fairly easy, I think, for him to do. So you can use our site as an example, get somebody from Fiverr or somebody from Upwork as a graphics person to do this for you, something you could do. Another thing I learned at the conference is putting the share bar here on the left. This came from BuzzSumo, I think, something like that. You could put share bar left side of website to be able to get the right source. And another thing they reference is this is the biggest tested way that they found to get more shares, to put this right here, which I thought was interesting. You can also see that we have share links right here on our page. So where we're going wrong is that our articles are too short. What they said that I thought was interesting was that the articles that you find on Google that Google wants, Google's primarily looking for a couple things. One, they're looking to make sure that you have really long form articles, content of, they said, 4,000 to 6,000 words. That's insane. It's such a long article. And then the article is really keyword rich. So first, find the keyword you want to target. In this case, let's say it's business credit card. Then we're going to write a 4,000 to 6,000 word article, or get a content person to do this for you. There's all kinds of foreign contractors that you can get to do this. Business credit card, 4,000 to 6,000 word article on business credit card. Okay, then you have something that's really good content that's keyword rich. Okay, and an example that they give, Perry Belcher, who I follow, which I like him quite a bit, is our Switchblades. Let me see if this is Lades Legal. So our Switchblades Legal. and he should be in position 0 right here, survival life. So what we're looking for with Google is what's called position 0. And position 0 is when you type something in where you get this description from the website. He also said that typically if you get position 0, you'll be position 1 as well, which is true, right? So look at this. This is pretty amazing. All this real estate and all this real estate is all based on them. And what they did was they went to Google and they found the switch, this term, are switchblades legal? You can see they built it here in their actual, in the actual name here. They have a lot of things about legal and switchblade in the article. And if we click, you're going to see how long this article is. It's a perfect example of what we're talking about here. So we can see here how long this article is. Every single state is here, right? See the scroll bar to the right hand side and how far down I am. Hey, there's my home state right there, Indiana. And then you can see, so again, the reason this got ranked at 0 is because it's so long, 4,000 to 6,000 words. So that's something that they mentioned that Google really wants to see. Another good example of this, and you should use, is Switchblades Legal, because this guy is genius, Perry Belcher, that does the marketing for them. He also talked about, and again, you can see they have the share bar on the left-hand side. You can also see here that they also said something like this with a simple opt-in at top is what they found works best. You can see here that they're offering an offer right here about, do you want something for free? And they call this a premium. Okay, and they use the example of the Sports Illustrated phone. Remember the Sports Illustrated football phone? And believe it or not, Sports Illustrated was about to go out of business when they came out with that football phone that saved their entire business. So something like a premium, something small you can give away here. You can see here they're using pop-ups. These are from opt-in monsters. But here's what's interesting. Their pop-up is pushing to Messenger. So this is something else big that we learned in the conference, building a messenger audience. Guys, look, Facebook's news feed is full. And so Facebook is pulling back advertisements in the news feed, which means they're looking for new ways to promote advertisement. They have something called Facebook Shows, which if you haven't seen, you should look into. It's going to be something new. They're going to start promoting advertisements in groups before too long in Messenger. So a pop-up here promoting people to get into Messenger and start building a Messenger list is an idea you want to start working on right away. And then the other thing that he mentioned is that, hey, you should have all kinds of clickable things people can do. You can see this just triggered because I went to exit. This is called an exit pop-up. They use opt-in monster as we use opt-in monster. So you can see all the things happening here, right? Here's the share bar. Here's an pop-up that just came up. Here's a pop-up when I did something else that pulled me up to Messenger. Here's something down here. So you don't have to use all of these, but you could see this is a really good site to see what they're doing and what they're doing well. And the other thing he mentioned is having a lot of things people can do on the website. So when you get here, what's interesting is he talked about this, how you have an image but only show part of the image, where they have to scroll down to see the rest of the image. And one of the reasons they said it's important is because Google's looking for how long somebody stays on the article, how much they click, how much they're engaging, what they're doing while they're here. So again, you can see here, you can share on this page, you can enter an email on this page, you can scroll to see the rest of the picture or read, you can enter an email over here, they've got tons of the new articles over here. There's a lot of things you can do even as you continue to scroll down. And the reason for this is because the longer you're on the site, the more you're engaging, the more you're doing here, the more Google sees the content is relevant and the higher they move you up in the rankings. Now, the other thing they said that's interesting, and I don't know if they've done here, is to include video in these as well. Okay, so another thing is that, look, if Google's looking at time on site and how long you've been here, then what you may want to do is put video on the site. Because again, by putting video on the site here, then what they're doing is they're basically just giving people another reason to stay. If somebody stays and watches a 30-second or a minute video, then that tells Google that the content's good because they're staying on the page longer. I thought that was a brilliant strategy. So making the articles 4,000 to 6,000 words long including videos after each blog post to get exposure, targeting certain keywords like "are switchblades legal" and typing up a 4,000 to 6,000 or having somebody else do it, having images that you can't see unless you scroll down, lots of stuff they can click, engage, and do, multiple different ways to get people into Messenger, opt in, or give them all different kind of offers on one page. All these things are really the keys tied together to getting you a good organic reach with Google and also getting you a lot of exposure. So again, back to Pinterest, a lot of this can happen when you create that 4,000 to 6,000 word article to have these kind of links that go back to that article that again create all kinds of backlinks to you, which apparently is one of the biggest sources of backlinks to Google is Pinterest. So some cool things on Pinterest that I thought that you'd want to know. Instagram. So Instagram, am I logged into Instagram right now? I am. So Instagram, in Instagram, there's something you want to do. And what you want to do is you want to look up this awesome lady. I followed her for a while now. And her name is Jasmine Star. And Jasmine Star, here you could see hashtag Jasmine Star. Jasmine does Pinterest the right way. First of all, if you look at her stream, it's really beautiful, and she's a photographer, so this isn't surprising that it's beautiful. But what I like about her stream, and if you look at hers compared to ours really has no congruency. Look at these colors, and I'm colorblind, and I even noticed this after looking at hers. You can see how all of our colors are different. It's just kind of all over the board. But look at hers. Hers is just, it's beautiful. It's very consistent. And I think it's consistent because she's dealing a lot with lighter colors. She's dealing with these white backgrounds. And what she does is uses what's called a light box, where she gets this white particle board, I'm pretty sure, from like a Walmart, and then she tapes it together on the outside, of course, and makes like a little box. And she says this is one of the best ways to control light is you create, you put this computer and the iPhone, both of which are hers, on this white particle board. You have a white particle board behind it. There's one on the right, there's one on the left, and that's how she shoots her pictures. So when you look at it, a lot of it, this is really her picture that she's done. She's just got these props together. She put it on white particle board. She put white particle board. If this was it, this would be flat on white particle board left, back, and right, and then she just shoots the picture down on it. So I thought that was really interesting, and you can just see looking through that she's very consistent with what she does with content. So Jasmine really had an amazing presentation, and she taught me a lot about all around social media posting, and I'll tell you one of the biggest lessons I've learned from her. She said, first of all, know your audience. Know who you're speaking to. Well, we make this easy for you. If you go to your partner training in the advertising step, we have a customer avatar there you can download. We already did all the research to tell you who the customer is. Okay, and that's with thousands of customers in to know who it is. Secondly, she said develop 10 categories. And she actually said like 9 to 12, but I'm going with 10. 10 categories of things you cover that your audience would like, that you can have an emotional impact with your audience. First of all, this isn't just applicable to Instagram. This is applicable to every single social channel you use, but she's the Instagram queen, so we're going to use hers as an example. So a category, for example, she said, one of my categories is food. You could see that, right? Food. You can see as we go through her stream, we see references to more and more food as we scroll down. I don't see many other examples, but there is. So food is one of hers. One of the things she didn't tell me that I can quickly see by looking is another one of hers is drinks. Look, drink. Okay, come down, drink. Okay, we come down here, here's drink. So she didn't tell me this, but when you actually recognize what she's doing, that she's choosing categories that her audience actually relates to, you can see it all over the board. It's impossible to miss. Drink. Okay, so we see these all over the place. Now, another thing she said is, and another one I've noticed is weddings. Okay, I can tell. Okay, so look, I can tell wedding is one of her themes because here's a wedding right here. Here's a wedding cake. As you scroll down, you just see weddings. Another one of hers is books. So she chooses 10 categories that are very relative to her audience, and all of her posts are around those 10. Now, another thing that she mentioned was that when you have one that's hot, when you do analytics, and Instagram has analytics that you can track, then what you should do is you should focus and look at the analytics to see which of the ones people engage with more, and the ones people engage with more, what you want to go ahead and do is you want to go ahead and double down and do even more of those. And we can see that with her. We can see weddings are hot for her right now because she's referencing and showing weddings a lot. Drinks are for some reason hot for her too, because she has drinks and cups and all kinds of stuff all over. Here's another drink. Look at this. Here's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Of 15 posts that she has here, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them have some kind of drink. So again, that's pretty big. About a third of the last 15 she has drinks. She's doubling down on what she's found a lot of people are responding to. So choose your categories. Choose your 10 for social media that you think could work well. Let me give you an example in our world, not drinks and food. An example in our world is people love motivational quotes. That's the one thing we found across our with business owners, that across our platforms people really engage with is motivational quotes. That's just a simple example. So in our world, that is going to be a category, is motivational quotes. And here I'll show you what I mean. So when we come to ours, I'm embarrassed to show you ours after showing you hers, by the way. 27 likes here. We only have 20 here. We only have 9 here. I think this is interesting. The first product that Toy Mattel came out with was picture frames. I think that's interesting. I like facts. Apparently, the people that follow us do not. That we have a third as many of this as we do this. Here's another motivational quote. Here's another. So you can look through and then even find the one. 26, your network defines your net worth. When I lost my excuses, I found my results. The people who say you can't and you won't are probably scared that you will. You can see the engagement here is higher on these than of me or of, facts. So I know that motivational quotes is big. So again, what you want to do with all your social media, and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, they all have analytics to go look, is find what people like, think about what strikes an emotional chord to people, and define your 10 categories of content you're going to have and focus your content around those 10. Let me show you what else Jasmine does really good that we absolutely suck at doing. So here is ours. And we can see here, we're going to open this quote up. Look at ours. Get your free 30-minute business credit financing consultation to fund your dream. It's just nothing but a solicitation. How pathetic that is. Now, I didn't realize how pathetic it was till I went to this conference, but it's pretty pathetic. Now, look at her comment on hers. Oh, Thursday, Friday, youngster sister, almost the fun one, but too quiet. Let's have a social Thursday tip. For me, the importance of developing a routine and posting schedule for social media means I just don't panic and post garbage always for. Look at this. This starts a conversation. Okay, and now, as you can see, she has 28 comments because she's coming in and giving something motivational. She's talking about it. She's tying the image in with the thought. She's coming up with well thought out social media or hashtags, and the engagement is insane. And every one of her posts is this way. Now, what Jasmine does is Jasmine plans out all of her posts 30 days in advance. She does her photo shoot and gets all that stuff together. And guys, I'm not saying it has to be that complicated. You don't have to go shoot stuff like Jasmine does with this. Jasmine does this because she's a photographer. Hello. The rest of us might not be shooting all of our own stuff. We may be getting it anywhere we can get it online where it's free and we don't have to pay to get it. But the bottom line is that she's putting up content, and then she's also putting in together engaging comments, emojis, and icons like this. She's coming in and she's putting in relevant hashtags. She's asking for engagement, and this is where she's getting all of these different engagement. This is where she's getting all of these different things from. In this case, she says, who doesn't love free? I don't see any virtual hands raised. I'm so proud. So she starts it with a question, right? I'm so proud to announce the addition of Regina into the Show It marketplace. Yes, it's free. I'm very proud. So this is it. Interesting, right? This would have been a great way to actually get my free report solicited. Who doesn't like free? I'm proud to announce you can get a free business credit consultation if you do this. Hashtag free is awesome, da. So we do a very bad job of this, and she does a very good job putting together engaging comments that have an emotional appeal to her viewers. The emotional appeal to people that follow her Instagram are different than the emotional appeal that we're going to have for people that ours. And ask for engagement, okay? Ask them to respond, ask them questions, etc., etc. So again, Jasmine Star, great one. Her hashtag is hashtag Jasmine Star. The things I've learned with Instagram are to make sure that it's uniform. You could just see how beautiful hers is because she focuses on a lot of light colors. And she never told me this. You could just see by looking at it. Find your categories that encompass the social media posts you want to do. Double down on the ones that are better. Have engaging content here and plan out your content in advance so you're not behind the 8 ball. Put together, write actual good descriptions here and put some thought into it. So then that way you're putting out actual engaging content. And that's the difference between you getting and celebrating the 27 loves that I'm celebrating and the difference between her 373 or 1,301 loves that she has. Okay, that's the difference and those things. So I think those are some cool things that we can all learn on Instagram that I think can work really, really well for you. So let's make a jump to Twitter. Hello, Twitter. So Twitter, I can tell you that there's a lot of things that I've learned on Twitter. And one of the things I've learned with Twitter is that it applies with Facebook as well. We post a lot of posts on Twitter. You can see our tweets by clicking tweets on our channel. And you can see that the majority of them absolutely suck. And they absolutely suck because, first of all, they're not visually appealing by any means, right? This sucks. This sucks right here. Ken Tucker, explosive marketing, SEO, website strategy to rapidly grow your business. What we should have been doing here is we should include an image. We have an image. We have a show image. Here's the show. I don't know. Where is this? Oh, that's crazy. That's on our Libsyn channel. I don't even know what that is. That should actually, oh, Libsyn's posting that automatically to Twitter. Okay, Libsyn, thank you. So with this, what we should do is get an image that goes with that. Now, this is coming actually automatically from Libsyn because we've given Libsyn the ability to post on Twitter, which makes sense. But what you want to do is get images. You want to get stuff that's visually appealing. And let me not get on mine because mine sucks. Let me get on somebody's that's better. Okay, that's not mine. Okay, so let's go to Twitter. Okay, so here we go. So you can see here that this is an appealing article. We have these too, but our descriptions suck. So what I like about this is that they're coming in here and they're putting in creative hashtags, creative message to promote their article. We're promoting articles as good as well. Look at ours, the Business Credit Financing Show, Ken Tucker, exclusive marketing, SEO, website strategies to rapidly. That sucks. So what we should be doing is doing what they're doing. Today is International Women's Day, hashtag. Smart Biz Loans is proud to not only support the women on our team, but also assist female entrepreneurs in achieving their dreams by increasing sales to hashtag SBA loans. That's a good description, and it makes you want to read the article. If you look at ours, our description sucks. Nobody wants to click here because it sucks. So again, engaging content here, engaging descriptions. If you're going to share an article, if you're going to share a video, if you're going to share a piece of content, then make the description, the tweet that you put engaging on there and even bring in relative hashtags. Okay. And we can see here, this person's, well, this is promoted. This is an ad, but they're already starting to get engagements here. Okay. Again, this is an image. Use power of Facebook plus Twitter to get hired, to get a job. Please retweet. Okay. This is pretty smart for a couple reasons. First of all, they're putting an image here for what normally would be a very boring post. But this is something they said as well. If you want it retweeted, ask to have it retweeted. Don't abbreviate retweet. Say retweet to get it retweeted. And you don't want to do that for every post, but example. So again, images make a big difference here. See? And again, you know, this is not nice. Okay, I'm not, okay. But they don't even have a description here, but they still obviously got a bunch of stuff, probably because they have a lot of followers. So images play really well in Twitter. Video plays really well. Dogs. Who doesn't love dogs? Okay. So then again, coming in with the detailed description works really well as well. So you can go to a lot of tools and research what plays well on Twitter. You can go to your own analytics. But here's what I've most important learned. 1, be visual. This right here sucks. And it sucks because there's no description here. 500 pixel calm photo. What is this? Look, there's nobody here that's liked this. But what if you put a description here that said, you know, Sunday morning, 5 a.m., These tracks were left by a trip. I mean, you tell a story with it. And if you tell a story, then people see the story up here and then they like, they love, they comment. But just an image won't work because there's no description here, as you can see. So that's not what you want. What you want is exactly what we saw to begin with. It was pretty brilliant. A good story here in using hashtags, promoting a good piece of content. This is a good ad. This is not good, mine. This is okay, but it doesn't tell a very good story. Okay. This doesn't tell a very good story either. Okay. This tells a good story, even though it's only 7 words. Okay. Here is a good story. Okay. And then an image behind it. So again, good stories, images, content like that, that's relative amongst the 10 different types of content. Let me tell you something else. One of the most brilliant strategies that I've seen talked about at this conference that I never even realized before, okay? And I don't like this either. Read our small business HR blog, Simple Steps to Subside Stress. That sucks, guys. It just sucks. I mean, you'd be so better off to say, are you stressed? Would you like 7 simple steps to resolve stress? Check out this article to learn more. That would be interesting. This description sucks. So the good news here is that apparently we all suck on Twitter. And that means that when you don't suck and you're good and you do good stuff, like we've seen some examples, then that gives you the ability to really stand out. How I got my dream job at Lego. That's interesting, right? I mean, how I got my dream job at Lego. I want to know how you got your dream job. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 words, and I want to learn more. How I got my dream job at Lego. That's interesting. Okay, so I kept 1 foot in the past, reflecting on the toy games and other activities I enjoyed during my own childhood, 1 foot in the future. This is interesting. So stuff that makes you interesting along with good visuals work really well. Now, let me tell you the best strategy that I've learned during this conference, and it's absolutely flippin' brilliant. Here's what it is. What you do, first of all, is build your own network of people. So let's say you have 10 friends. You guys are in different industries. All of you service business owners. You create a group and a group chat on LinkedIn or email. And then what you do is share each other's stuff. Pretty simple. You share each other's stuff. So if you've got this article from Fast Company, and you're obviously not Fast Company, nor we'll probably use a smaller company as a reference. So let's go through here, okay? So let's go to Steven here. Steven Wassner, want to stand out for your competition? Download a free chapter of my new book, Profitable Podcasting, to learn more. This is a good post. What Steven should have done was go to his network of 10 people, which he doesn't have because none of us probably even knew or thought of this. And he goes to his network and says, I have a post that I want you guys. Here's the post. Please retweet, love, and comment. So now, and he doesn't do this every post that he has. He does it maybe 2 times a week. So now I have 10 of my buddies. We all do this for each other 2 times a week. That means 20 posts I need to like and reshare. And now what happens is this. When he releases this piece of content, he goes to his network and says, hey, guys, will you please like, retweet, and comment? Now what happens is this gets posted. He has 20 people immediately retweet it, 20 people immediately love it, and 18 comments. Now, what do you think Twitter does with that? When Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, any of them, well, no, excuse me, Facebook, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter especially, that have news feeds, LinkedIn the same, right? News feeds that control what you see. All their algorithms are the same. When they see engagement, they put it higher in the news feed. Here, I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to refresh my news feed, okay? So when I look through, that was a really bad example. Typically, the stuff that we see in groups and in our news feed is the stuff that has higher engagements, higher amounts of comments, higher amounts of likes. Okay, am I even in my news feed? I don't know where I am in my news feed. So again, the stuff that has the highest amount of engagement is the stuff that that they are choosing to put up higher on your news feed than anything else. This has likes, it has engagements, it has comments, okay? This is why the stuff that sees the most engagement. Now, you may, in this example, see brand new stuff that was posted once. We may be the guinea pig, but what happens is if Facebook, Twitter, etc., don't see that we're engaging, it's gone. See how quick that went? You saw that. I had it at the top of my news feed, and now it's nowhere to be found. And what replaced it? This one that has 17 comments. This one that has 10 likes and 4 shares and 1 comment, okay? This one, which they're testing out, okay? This one here, which has 6 likes of a cat. Who likes cats? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. 418, okay? We're getting married. It took 15 years to finally get our wedding. That's awesome. I didn't even know that. I was just talking to Derek today. This is the stuff you see because of engagement. So think of it like this. If Steven came in and had a network, and the minute this thing hit, he got, boom, 10 reshares, 10 loves, 18 comments, Twitter goes, whoa, hello, this content is popular. It's only been here for a little bit. It's only been shown to a limited amount of people, and look at the engagement. And then Twitter promotes it. They keep moving it and showing it in the newsfeed. Guys, Facebook's exactly the same way. And then what happens is then more people see it. And because more people see it, then you have a better chance of getting engagement. Here, I'll show you exactly what I mean. And we know this is how it works, Facebook. We figured you out, baby. We know what you're doing. So let me show you on our Facebook page. We have legitimately 27,000 likes. Why? Because we spend a crap load of money doing ads on Facebook. So apparently that means that a bunch of people like us because they see our ads. But let's look at our content. Of 27,000 people that like our page, this post, and that was recent. Let's look at one that's older. Let's look at one that's older. Come on, let me scroll. This one was yesterday. 255 people saw this post. 255. Now, here's the interesting thing. In the past, I've thought it's because of this. They want you to pay to boost. Screw you, Facebook. You're making me pay to boost this. The only reason you're not showing this to more is because you want me to pay for it. That's not true. I've now realized what they're doing is they're showing it to nobody because nobody likes it. Of 250 people, 2 people liked the thing. So that's like what? Like 1%? So what happens is they're going to stop showing this because we have limited amount of space in Twitter and Facebook in our news feed for them to show things. So they're going to show stuff that gets the most engagement. When it doesn't get engagement, they don't show it to anybody. And because they don't show it to anybody, you can't then get engagement. Now here, let me show you the opposite. Okay, let me show you a highly engaged post, okay? So here's another one, guys. This was released March 8th. And it's only ever been shown to 214 people. And that was, what, 5 days ago? Because it has 4 likes. Nobody's engaging. So because of that. Now here, let's look at a live stream video. Look at this one. March 8th. Exact same day. Exact same day as this. 265 people reached. Exact same day as this. 214 people reached. 4,400 views. We did not pay to boost this. This is organic, natural. 4,400 people viewed this video, and of this, the same day, 265 saw it. So what we're realizing here is that Facebook is taking highly engaged posts, 28 likes, 13 shares. They're taking the stuff that's getting high engagement, and they're showing it to more people. So the key, and one of the things to do, is get with people. If Steven had a pack of 10 buddies and they all shared this immediately, and in all fairness, he had something that was intriguing enough that once more people saw it, they would engage, right? Because if it's crap and he has his 10 people promote it, then nobody else is ever going to like it and reshare, and then it's going to go away and it'll disappear. But if 10 people immediately reshared, loved, and commented, then what would happen was Twitter or Facebook would say, this is good, let's show it to more people. They show it to more, the content is good, the more people see that there's likes there, they see there's shares, they see there's comments, i.e. social proof. And then what they do is then they start liking, they start commenting, they start sharing, and now you have some level of virality. And so now what happens is now they're showing this stuff more. Now they start showing it more organically in people's news feeds. Your views go up, your likes go up, your shares go up, all because of that jump start. So there's a couple things you should do to do it. First of all, get yourself a network. It's the most brilliant thing I've ever heard when it comes to social media. And everybody was talking about doing it. They're all talking about what they call collaboration. I had all these YouTube stars that were there that all have million plus followers, and every single one of them said the same thing. Yeah, we built our audience because of collaboration. We collaborate with other podcasters and or other YouTube stars. By the way, guys, podcasters said the same thing. And then what we do is we share each other's stuff. We cross promote each other's content. That cross promotion gets us an immediate boost. The immediate boost tells Twitter and Facebook it's hot content, and then Twitter and Facebook show it to more people. The more people gets more engagement. The more engagement we get, then boom, the more the thing has virality. The ability to go viral. So I thought that was a pretty smart thing to do, is get yourself a network, 10 people, have similar audiences. Don't have them share every piece of content 1, 2, 3 times a week. You guys all have an agreement within your group that each person is going to share or like that piece of content that person gives you 3 times a week. And then you have a chance of getting some of your content to really go viral. And you can do this no matter how big or small you are. I thought it was pretty brilliant. Now, the second thing, again, is about compelling content. You need to have good descriptions. You need to have good visuals. You need to have good things. Other kind of content they said works really well are competitions. Work really well. They also mentioned polls, asking simple questions, which I've seen work. The most engaged post I've ever put on Facebook. I don't post much on Facebook, if you've noticed. It's just not my thing on any social platform. But my wife makes up for it for me, by the way. But when the most engaging thing I've ever put, which I was really interested in, is who's your favorite band of all time? Who is the best band of all time? And I actually posted that question not to engagement. I was just curious, and I had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments. So what I've learned is that simple questions like that people cannot, they just can't resist answering, work really, really well, especially if it's two choices, right? Okay, would you rather have, and a lot of my friends post these kind of things, would you rather have $1 million or good credit? Which of these monkeys do you like the best? What do you like better, cats or do you like dogs? These simple questions with a cool picture. So if you came in and posted this picture of this dog, which he's awesome. I love this dog. I want to buy this dog right now. If you posted a picture of this dog and said, which do you love better, cats or dogs? Then guys, that's a really engaging comment that would get a lot of comments. And if you want to jumpstart it, you go to your friends and say, hey guys, comment on this, like and reshare for me. Now all of a sudden you got something that says, which do you like better, cats or dogs? Picture of this dog. You've got 10 comments, 10 reshares, 10 loves, and then all of a sudden Twitter sees it, they promote it more, other people can't help but answer, they're engaging, and now you have something that has hundreds, if not thousands, of actual engagements on it. So polls, questions, competitions, any of this type of thing where you're actually asking for engagement. You're asking them to respond. You're asking them to reply. It's interesting. They want to reply. Here's an article on 7 tips to grow your business. My favorite is number 5. Which one is your favorite? Again, a really good way to do it. Retweeting other people's tweet and go, Gary V is here talking about the 5 biggest mistakes he made in setting up a business. What's the biggest mistake you made? Mine is this. That's engaging content. So content like that that's engaging, I think, is really big. Also making sure that, of course, you have a good banner image, which I got done on Fiverr, which this cost me about $30 to actually get done. There's plenty of sources that are cheaper. I just like this guy's style, which is why I went with it. Works here. You can see tweet activity. You can see impressions. You can see all of your top tweets. So dive into your analytics. Find out what is your most engaging content. You can see how bad ours is. It sucks. You can also see here how few impressions they're giving it here. And you can even see a correlation between impressions and engagement here, okay? So again, guys, I'm telling you what I learned. I am not telling you what we do now. We make a lot of mistakes now. What I like to say is that we do the right thing by posting consistently. We don't do it the right way. We're going to start doing it the right way, and I'm going to show you the difference as we do. So find the content that's engaging the most. Okay, so what do you know about DBAs? 5 reasons you may want one, da-da-da-da. So let's find out. So let's look here, 3.7. Many business owners use a personal credit or a personal guarantee for most business funding needs. Okay, that one got 3.7%. So again, this topic of personal credit and personal guarantee is something people like. So I'm going to do more of that. Use your analytics to be able to come in, find your top content, and do more of it. Have a good description here as well, and get followers. Now, I'm going to find an automated way to do this, but how we build followers is fairly simple, but yet complex. We have a virtual assistant find all the people in the industries we like: credit repair, attorneys, accountants, marketers, all the people we want to target. We follow them. We start liking their stuff. And then we give them a while. And if they follow us back, well, then using places like Mention or using other sources that you can use to track this, well, then we keep them and we keep following them. If they haven't followed us back in a week or 2 weeks, well, then we just unfollow them and we move on to somebody else. That's how we get our followers. We literally come in, we say, okay, we want to go to all marketers. We find marketers, we like them, we follow them, we like their content, we retweet, we do that. And then if they like us back, then we stay connected with them. And if they don't like us back, then we stop. There's got to be software that does this. I'm not Insta Easy is what works for Instagram, although it's no longer open, that does that for us. I'm going to find the automated system that does the same thing for Twitter. And then that way you can make it easier to get followers by having somebody like a VA come in and do that something for you. Also, also stories, Facebook stories, Twitter stories, Instagram stories. Guys, I know nothing about any of it, but I know we're going to start doing stories because this is a big upcoming theme that we're seeing here on social media platforms. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter also alike are all coming in there. So again, Twitter, let's get a good profile pic. Let's make sure we've got followers by liking and following them and getting them to follow us. A pinned post, I never thought about that before. A pinned post is the first post anybody that comes to your Twitter stream sees. You can see we're trying this Twitter pinned post right here. So pin a post. Facebook has the same thing. And then again, focus on more engaging content here. Use your network to help associate and share. Now, another thing that is similar called the influencer strategy I want to talk to you about as well. And the influencer strategy is something that I think is really, 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 really big that you could use no matter what you're doing. And I'll talk through and I'll actually show you that. I might even show you that here in a minute. Let me see if I can get into Zendesk real quick. Zendesk, get my knowledge base here going on, knowledge base, and then let me see if I can find this influencer strategy really quick. Okay, so here we go. Influencer strategy. So this is something called the influencer strategy, and it's a 3-step process that I also think was really brilliant that we're going to adopt immediately, that I think every person here should too. Guys, I'm teaching you the stuff that can take you from no followers all the way up to getting a bunch of followers really quickly. And what's interesting about this concept of these influencers and getting a network to share your stuff is that all the top people are doing it. It was so insane to see every one of these big podcasters there. Pat Flynn was there and John Dumas was there, and these huge podcasters, these huge YouTube reality guys that were there. And every single one of them said the same thing. They work with other influencers to collaborate and share content. And here's a basic strategy that I got using everybody's information together to determine. 1, find the right influencers. BuzzSumo, Sission, Brand24 were some sources that these guys recommended to be able to find the top influencers. We don't care about the top influencer. Gary Vee's the top influencer. This ain't going to work for Gary Vee. I'm talking about influencers that maybe have business owners. Maybe they don't have millions. Maybe they're a step below that, within reach for you. Maybe don't shoot for the sky like Gary Vee on the business side or Grant Cardone. Maybe shoot a little bit less at somebody that's not a Grant Cardone or Gary Vee, but still popular in the business space. Figure out who these influencers are by doing some basic research. Once you know who the influencers are, and here's some other tools that they showed, by the way, to find influencers. And where you find influencers is going to be different on each channel, right? YouTube's different than Facebook. Facebook's different than Twitter, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we have found the influencers, step 1. And I'm telling our team to make an Excel log to do this. What you're looking at literally is an article that I have created here to teach our social media marketing manager, which we don't have yet, which we're about to have, exactly how to do this strategy. Step 1, find the right influencers using some of these tools, the people you want to target. Step 2, follow them. If they're on Twitter, follow them on Twitter and start engaging with their content. Retweet their stuff, like their stuff, comment on their stuff, get on their radar. Okay, don't do it like ridiculous. Every post they have you like, every post they have you retweet, every post they have you comment, but do it enough to get noticed. Okay, do it enough to come in and like this and comment this and retweet this, because I use something called mention that tells me every person that mentions my name or Credit Suite, and I see the people that constantly mention us, and they're going to see exactly the same thing. So follow the influencers. Come in and follow them on Twitter, follow them on LinkedIn, like their stuff, engage with them. Whether it's conscious or subconscious, you're basically getting on their radar here is ultimately what's happening. So you're coming in and you're getting on their radar because you're liking their content, you're engaging, you're commenting, you're retweeting, you're liking, especially retweeting and reposting stuff, sharing basically, as well as commenting. Those things are things that most people see. I see it and mention all the time, people that retweet or comment or share. Once we know who they are and we follow them, we give it a month or two, and then we move to step 3. We make content and we provide value. So what we're doing now is we're now going to reach out to that influencer and we're going to say something like this. Hey, Tony, I follow you on Twitter and I love your content. And I like this tweet on the 7 ways to make bread, to make toast, 7 ways to make toast that you did. I thought it was amazing. And then what I like to do here is provide something of value, a gift. So for example, you can go to Fiverr, or you can have a graphics person from Upwork do this super cheap. Maybe they create an infographic based on the content that person did. So, hey, Tony, I loved following you on Twitter. Your stuff is so empowering. And I most important loved your 7 ways to make toast article. I thought it was so cool that I went ahead and made this infographic for you on 7 ways to make toast. I thought it might enhance your post. Hope you enjoy. See ya, Ty. That's it. Now imagine this. Imagine you posted a tweet about 7 ways to make toast, and somebody sent you a direct message and created an infographic for you of 7 ways to make toast. Would you respond to that person? I would. I don't know about you. Most people would. Some people won't. Okay, that's the law of reciprocation, reciprocity, right? Some people aren't going to do it, but most people would. Most people are going to go, Ty, thank you for following, and thank you so much for this infographic. It's absolutely awesome. I mean, if somebody did that for me, I would be like, dude, that's one of the coolest things anybody's ever actually done for me. Honestly, it's so thoughtful. And that's exactly what I would have done. I would have been like, that's one of the most thoughtful things I've ever seen somebody do. And so now I've engaged in a conversation with them. Now I've done something just out of good faith for them. And next thing that I'm going to do is say, hey, look, no problem at all. Like I said, I love your content. As a matter of fact, I'd love to collaborate with you. How can I show more of your content to my audience? Give me some ideas. Now we're in a conversation. Now they're going to give me the time of day because I did something cool for them. Now I'm talking about collaborating, i.e. working together, but I'm not asking them to do anything for me. I'm coming immediately back and going, what else can I do for you because I love your content? Now, this is how you start collaborations. This is how you start conversations. Now, it doesn't have to be content. And by the way, I found this awesome thing too. It's called promo video. Oh, it's so sick. I love promo video. It's so cool. Promo video. I'm addicted to this. Okay, so promo video here, and you have to type in promo videos, and it'll be like slide.ly.promo. And when I come here, there are all these videos, and it's super cheap here. Okay, so they have all this video library you can do, and let me show you. You can't hear the music, so it's not going to be awesome because you can't hear the music. But I'll show you some I did just to see what it looks like. And these are so simple. The video's done, the audio's done. All you have to do is just put the words in here, and you can see what this looks like. Okay, and it doesn't go well without music because you can't hear it, and the music is what makes it better. But these videos are cool. Look, they completely stand out. It's called a pattern interrupt. It's shocking. okay? And it stands out. So these videos they don't cost a bunch of money for you to be able to get set up with promo. Imagine sending a video like this that you create for somebody, and you go ahead and you share it with them and go, hey man, I saw this tweet. I saw this article. I saw this. I loved it. I thought it was unbelievably cool. And I just went ahead, as a way of saying thanks, I just went ahead and did this video for you. I think you may enjoy. And it promotes them. It promotes their brand. It promotes their company. Guys, you'll hear movie stars talk about the same thing. Some of their prized possessions are not cars and jewelry. It's paintings that one of their fans did for them. It's something really creative that a fan did for them that stood out. Well, you can go to Fiverr, and for very, very, very little money, you can get things at Fiverr for super cheap. My son, I did a video when he was a little kid of his head on Buzz Lightyear flying. He still loves to watch that video. There's so much fun stuff you can do here. Here's infographics, right? Here's cartoons and caricatures. Okay, so let's look just at, for example, here at cartoons and caricatures. So here's 25 bucks, 30 bucks. There's one for $5. Okay, I'll draw a comic page based on your script. So again, coming in and finding something for very little money like this to be able to do a cartoon, a caricature. We just got this idea just by looking at this page. A simple video like I just showed you here on promo that's funny, okay? Anything you can come in and do, again, infographics. So now what we're doing, I'm losing track of where I am here. I have so many things. So now what we're doing is we're providing value. Now, it doesn't have to be gift. You can provide value as well. So maybe you came in and said, hey, I loved your article on 7 ways to make toast, and I found 3 other ways to make toast that may be on your second tweet because this one's so popular, maybe this can help you. Here you go. You know, or actually in that example, what I would actually say is I would say, hey, here's 3 additional ways to make toast that I thought you might like. And by the way, have you ever heard the song Toast by Haywood Banks? If you haven't, guys, I love it. My wife hates it because I play it for my kids all the time. And I would send a link to the song. If somebody hasn't heard the song Toast from Haywood Banks, it's hilarious. And if you have a Twitter post on 7 ways to make toast and you heard that song, you'd think it's funny, and immediately we would start an engagement. I didn't buy him anything. Now what I did was I just provided value. I just created content. I created more content to help them. Maybe I went ahead and made a short video on their post themselves that they could use, and I put music behind it, okay? Maybe I took their content and I made it into a short, cool video, which there's all kinds of cheap technology you can use out there to do. I added music to it, and I included that. Look, I loved your tweet on 7 ways to make toast. I loved it so much that I hope you don't mind. I copied it, I put it into a video format, and made this for you and added some music. I just thought this could help on your next tweet. I hope you enjoy it. Keep writing tweets on how to make toast. And now all of a sudden you're providing something of value that costs you no money to do. So that's step 3, right? And again, coverage and exposure. Another tactic is give them coverage, give them exposure. Hey, I loved it. Would you mind if I shared this entire thing with my audience, not just retweeted it, but would you mind if is there another way I can even attract my audience? So give them something of value. So that's the influencer strategy. It's really 3 parts. 1, let's find the influencer using tools like BuzzSumo, Sysio, 24, or 24, Brand 24, using any of these type of companies. Step 2, like their stuff, comment, get on their radar so your name has a positive conscious or subconscious trigger in their mind. 3, provide value. Bunch of ways we did it. We did it through video. We did it through infographics. We did it through cartoon characters. We did it by providing our own video, our own additional content to theirs. And we never asked them for anything. We just said, here's something because I appreciate you and what you do, and I love your stuff, and keep doing what you do. Now, more than likely, they're going to respond, and if it's a pretty cool gesture, they're going to say, that's a really cool gesture, and you're going to say, no, thank you. It was awesome. By the way, what else can I do to help you? You know, or can we collaborate so I can show your stuff more to my audience? And then you start a relationship. And now as a result, you've got these influencers that you can then come in, get in your network, and collaborate with to start sharing your tweets and Facebook stuff and all that kind of stuff as well. So that brings me to Facebook, and I do have time. No, I don't. I'm going to wrap it up and jump into Facebook tomorrow. So hopefully this helps you guys. I'm going to go ahead and answer questions that you have. Alan says, Ty, this is a great webinar. Do you have it recorded? So yes, guys, every every webinar we do for you guys as partners is all recorded, and they're all in the back office. The most recent one's always on your homepage. And if you go to live training under partner resources, you'll get access all the rest. So again, I wanted to spend some time on the most important stuff. The influencer strategy is that building a network of influencers. We've dove in so far. We've talked about a lot of things, Google and what it takes to really get placed with Google, the things you should have on your website. We've talked a lot about Pinterest and how to use Pinterest and Instagram, examples of what you should be doing on Instagram as well. We talked about Twitter, what you need to be doing on Twitter as well. We talked about the influencer strategy and how this can work across all social medias. In 2 weeks, we're going to be back. We're going to talk about Facebook. We're going to talk about Facebook groups. We're going to talk about Facebook pages. We're going to talk about Twitter. We're going to talk about LinkedIn, all things LinkedIn. We're going to talk about, oh, my wife would love that picture. She is so in love with this guy, which I am too. The guy kind of got a man crush on him. The Rock is awesome. I love every movie the guy's been in. So we're going to talk about Twitter and all the changes here since Microsoft has taken over, how to dominate Twitter. We're going to talk about a LinkedIn prospecting strategy to get leads and high-level leads from LinkedIn. We're going to talk more about LinkedIn groups. We're going to talk more about a lot of other things as well, including why you should send 5 emails the first day somebody opts in, how we're going to test the strategy and use it for those of you that are using our Done For You and marketing automation platform as well. We're going to talk about all this kind of stuff. So a lot more stuff to come in the weeks to come that I will go over with you guys, but I wanted to spend some time on the main important stuff. And again, company pages, groups on LinkedIn and Facebook, as well as other social media platforms we haven't even talked about yet. Messenger, Facebook Messenger, ManyChat. Man, I saw some brilliant stuff on Facebook Live we're going to dive into in 2 weeks, like how you can have the people on your Facebook live streams, maybe you know this, I didn't, put in a word in the post and the word triggers a chat bot that then gets them to opt in, which I think is flipping brilliant. We're going to talk about a lot of this stuff here the weeks to come. I'll be back in 2 weeks to wrap this topic up and talk about more. Alan, as always with you, top quality training, packed. I appreciate it with current practical idea. Thank you very much, Alan. So guys, I appreciate you guys coming in. I try to make best use of your time, and this is some of the most effective stuff that I thought was quite honestly very brilliant that I learned at social media marketing. It's all free. Everything I showed you is 100% free today. And if you followed or took action on even a fraction of the ideas, you can start building a pretty successful following across social channels. And in 2 weeks, we're just getting started. I've got to go back to my notes. I'm going to get all kinds of visual references for you guys. We're going to talk Facebook. We're going to talk LinkedIn. We're going to talk more about email and some strategies there that I never even have thought about. We're going to talk about chat bots. We're going to talk about artificial intelligence and how all of this stuff can really help you grow your audience. So next week, Megan will be here with you guys. And in 2 weeks, I'll be back as I get back from Funnel Hacker. I'm then going to do a session wrapping up traffic and conversion social media marketing. Then I'll do the next week, I'll do Funnel Hacker. Everything I learned at Funnel Hacker. Why not? Send me into the wolves den. I'll pay the money. I'll sit there for all these hours and days and learn all this stuff and come back and cherry pick the absolute best topics to teach and talk to you guys about. So I'll be back in a few weeks and we'll even wrap up and talk more about what I learned at Funnel Hacker. No other questions. If you do have questions, reach out to us and let us know. info@creditsuite.com or 877-600-2487. For those of you that just happen to be local here in the Tampa area, if you're interested in podcasting or you podcast now, I found this cool thing called the Florida Podcast Association. I'm going to go check it out tonight. It's at, you can go and just type in Florida Podcasting Association. You can find it. It's in Tampa down tonight at 5:30. So I'm saying that because if you're local, I'm going to be there tonight at 5:30. And if you're in the area, maybe you could be there too. I'd love to see you guys. All right, everybody, have a great day. I'll be back in 2 weeks where we're going to wrap up social strategy that I got from social media marketing world and traffic and conversion. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.